Alright, so we open up the agent phase on the third round. Draw the card. If there are any red discs within two areas of mercs, they move into line of sight. There are not. Blue moves two areas on orange, so this guy's going to pop out. Oh, this guy's going to go here. This person is going to roll, burst, and blank, which means it'll be revealed. And that's all the blue. Red moves two areas on white. Burst. It's going to go this direction. Blank. And burst. So that may create some issues. White doesn't move. So all the agents have moved. Purple stationary if there isn't any. But if it's secured level 3, and it is, one purple appears in 3 adjacent offices near the building edge. And so basically, in this case, something's coming through the windows and we don't know what it is right now, but that just happened. And now the mercs are in real trouble. Because basically they're going to hit every one of those security level penalties going forward. So we're going to reveal these blue agent. We draw the card and it says Security Force 2, 2 of them. So we have... let's put him here because he's cool. If you recall, these are the shotgunner guys. These can be pretty dangerous. And it's unfortunate that we're on reserve action, but that's just the breaks. So this is the situation. These guys, it's tied now, but we'll see how it plays out. So here's the situation. They'll move 2, up 4. Unless stated otherwise, move 2. Their range is same area, 1 area, so they actually can't fire at these CCC. These guys are going to stay here and they're going to fire at the incinerator. So this could be ugly. 2 security level 2 with shotgun. We're looking at 4 damage die. They begin, fire at the incinerator. 2 bursts. That's going to put a collateral damage disc out at the very least. But I have to roll for this damage, to soak this damage. I do not get this until this guy goes. So it's 2 damage. The incinerator has 3 armor and CCC, so she gets 4 soak. She soaks it. Next attack, another 4. 2. She soaks none, so she takes 2 damage. Incinerator takes damage. This gets placed out now, and then I would get the armor for this particular person. This person attacks, gets 1 burst. I get 4 plus 1 for the area soaked, and his second attack, 1 hit, and I soaked it barely. So that was their attack. They moved closer. These guys, they're gonna to flee. In this case, they can flee here. One can flee here, and the other has to flee here because of the 2. So this will create an interesting situation, because if we breach and clear this, we're gonna have to deal with this particular person, and we'll show you how that works. Third round mercs phase. Person with the highest priority goes first. In this case, the incinerator, because if you remember, the incinerator went kind of nuts last time. In this case, she's going to spend 2 CP and light these poor fools up. This has already been damaged, so the next level of damage is actually, it takes 3 damage, and then after that it's 6 damage. So it's 1, 3, then 6. And if she busts it down to the 6, the 6 represents a hole in the floor. So we'll see what happens. She automatically does 2 auto blood, and then she rolls 4. She did a total of 4 damage, so this is going to change again. And a total of 4 damage for these armor value 1 guys with their 3 hit points. And so they'll each try to soak. 1 and 1. It doesn't matter, they're dead. And we'll go ahead and mark, use this as collateral damage too. And so that actually it was 1, then 2, then we hit 6, and that's been 6, so security level will increase. In case it's already 4, so we don't need to increase it anymore. It goes all the way up to 10, and we could potentially lose the game because security force 4 will overwhelm us. But we'll see what happens. That was the incinerator's turn. The next up is the... Oh, and the incinerator is also going to spend 1 to reload, having done enough damage. The leader is next, and the leader is going to spend 1 command point to use the scanner and flip this over here. It's A. This is how these work. These won't be letters as much as they'll actually be those location minis that are in add-on purchases. They'll be tokens that represent a safe or an open terminal or a weapons locker or something along those lines, and they're not necessarily specific to locations. So you could actually have an open terminal in the security room, or you could have a safe in the security room, or a weapons locker in the security room. This is a person's office. It can be an open terminal. It can be whatever, and your goal is to find that secondary objective, which leads you to the primary objective. And it just happens to be that when you capture someone and you reveal it, you're revealing it in one of those set locations, because these objectives are placed in there's 5 to 6 places in each tile set that allow you to place objectives there. So there's some unique tiles that have those kinds of things. But in this case, 1 can be put in the corner office. So this is the corner office, and this is A, or they could have been a safe. And so if we needed to find the safe based off the mission, this would have been the location. But in this case, we're looking for C. So now we're up here with the other Mercs force. They need to make a decision. In this case, we're going to use a combined action to show you some of the other things you can do. Some of the combined actions you can do are things like attack and move. And because if they breach and clear this tile, these areas go with it. And we want the incinerator with us in this case. So we're going to do a fire and move. The breacher and the gunner need to be here. So the demo is going to fire at these and fire and move with the incinerator. The next person is the gunner, so the gunner's going to spend 1 and move here. And then the breacher and the demo kind of go at the same time. So the gunner's going to go first and fire and move. A combined action fire and move, or 2 mercs spend a total of 3 CP, so the incinerator has to spend 1. And then the demo will spend 2, so they met the requirement, and allows the mercs to act simultaneously. So it allows you to have a merc not necessarily go on their turn. So the incinerator is going to move here so she can get sucked into the breach and clear. The demo is going to get sucked into the breach and clear. The breacher and the gunner can go together, and so you can see how clever it can get. So the demo is going to go ahead, and he can throw a grenade or he can fire. He's going to go ahead and fire because there's a whole other objective to go. So he's going to sweep attack, 1 CP, which is 4 yellow and 2 black. He's going to attack this one, so that's potentially 4 damage on this security level 2 and 1 damage on this security level 2. Security level 2 have 1 armor and 3 health, so this guy's dead, and this guy's going to try to soak, and he does not, so he takes the damage. So we're going to mark that with this, and we're also going to put a collateral damage disc out. Like I said in the CCC video, CCC does a lot of building damage. Right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 collateral damage discs out. He's going to go ahead and fire again, which is going to give him a aggressive action penalty, but that's okay because he wants to put this guy down. Don't let him hang out. In this case, he's going to use a focused attack for 2 CP, which gives him 6 yellow dice and no collateral damage dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. We know he can soak 1, and we know he doesn't have enough hit points, so he's dead. Boom. So good stuff. Breacher's going to move here for 1. And then the Breacher and the Gunner need to spend 5 CP between them. The Breacher's going to go ahead and do 3, and the Gunner can go ahead and do 2. And then we are breaching this area. So here's a breaching clear tile, secondary objective. We got there on the 3rd turn. We don't know what it is yet. We'll reveal it in a second. The leader's not going to be with us. This is how we populate it. These two will come here. And this person can go here. And this person can go here. It's not labeled on this particular board, but this is Alpha and Bravo. And there are special things that you can do with mercs in locations Alpha and Bravo. The other thing we note is this is a breach and clear for this particular objective. So we reveal it. It happens to be, luckily, I actually didn't place that, so that's pretty cool. I thought it was actually going to be over there, and it was going to take a long time to get there. So that's good. The C location, so we'd actually go to our mission card, and our mission card would tell us how to populate the secondary objective for this. In this case, we're going to go ahead and put the reds in, because I know those go in there. We'll go ahead and put the 2 yellows, and then we'll put one black. And they're all on high in this case. Now, here's the interesting part. This guy, if there's any Op4 or agents in an area where you're breaching that happens to go to a breach and clear tile, it's going to automatically go to a breach and clear tile. And in this case, since it's a secondary objective, they actually fill the highest available spots on the board. So this guy is going to go to 8. And so our breach and clear tile is set up. And this time, I'm going to take, I may just take this extra bit of time to show you kind of a breach and clear situation and not just move through it really quick, but almost treat this like the breach and clear video. If there's a yellow spot open, a merc can enter that spot, so the incinerator could come up here, and if he comes up here, he basically gets cover and he doesn't attack. And so if in the end the Op4 does 3 damage and the mercs, then the incinerator up here, anyone in cover would just take 1 less potential blood. And so if it was 3, it would be 2. Also, in terms of groups with melee attackers can actually go target this person, take him down, and fill that spot. And if he was melee, if I take this spot, I get everyone who attacks afterwards gets an additional yellow die. It's kind of a bonus special thing for melee attackers and people who choose to fill spots. And so mercs can attack normal. They can attack normal plus or minus their breach and clear special. They can choose not to attack and enter a open yellow location in a cover spot, and that will be marked on the board. Or in case of melee, they can go target a particular person. Melee people can't target red; they can target yellows and blacks. In this case, the incinerator is going to go ahead and attack because one, we need to kill some of these people, and we need some success here. We need the incinerator's auto damage. The incinerator automatically does 2 damage and then rolls 4 black. So incinerator just did 3, 4, 5 collateral damage, which means a collateral damage disc is going to be placed in that location. But the other thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If there would have been someone there at that 6, we would have killed him. The 4 dies. So we needed that bump in damage because the first attack for the Op4 is always very dangerous, which is 3 red in this case and 3 yellows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they just came right back and tied it. But the incinerator's gone, and now we move to the gunner. The gunner does 2 red and 4 black. And so that's what I'm going to stay with. Now, if all 4 of these black hit, I could be in trouble. So I may not want to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and attack that way because anyone after has the potential to jump to cover and not do what they could do. So I did 1, 2, 3, and 2 were collateral, so 1, 2, 3. The 8 goes away, and the 10's almost dead. They get 3 red. And 2 yellow. 1, 2, 3. So it's still tight, but it's not so bad. And you're looking at this and say, wow, it's pretty abstracted. Well, it is and it's not. You still can move. You still can do some. You still have more choices than I roll, you roll, I roll, you roll, I roll, you roll. The difference is, you know, a breach and clear situation happens in what, like 3 seconds tops, 4 seconds tops, and so there's not a lot of I'm going to move here and I'm going to do that kind of a thing going on. So the incinerator and the gunner have gone, which leaves the breacher and the demo. The demo's going to go next. It's the breacher or the demo gets 4 yellow and 2 black. Now, the breacher could do some converting, but it's dangerous, so he's not going to. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It puts me real close. Also sends us to 13, so 10 and 12 die, which means we really just have to deal with red dice. And based off of this roll, I can make some choices. So those reds are going to roll. They did 1. Now, breacher's last guy to go. The breacher can destroy it, which he doesn't want to do, put it out of reach, or he's going to go ahead and take cover. Which means I'm gambling that they're not going to pass us. If they pass us, then we lose. But if he would have rolled a black, I also lost. He's very much stuck in a situation where who's going to win this kind of a thing, and we get to roll because we don't really know. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. In situations where it's a tie, the mercs win. So the mercs win this breach and clear. And so these guys will go away because we hit the collateral damage. When we'll go ahead and mark this with a collateral damage disc. More importantly, everyone's going to have to soak 4 damage except the breacher, because he's in cover, has to try to soak 3. So we'll go ahead and let the breacher go first with his 3 dice. He's going to take 2 damage. Alright, everyone else has to soak 4. We'll go ahead and go with the demo because he's the low man on the totem pole. He soaks 3, so the demo is going to take 1 damage. Very good rolling from him. The gunner is going to get 4 dice. He's going to take 4 damage. And then the incinerator is the last person. Soaks 1, so the incinerator takes 3 damage. So, looking at the situation, I'm going to go ahead and move this. So, they succeeded the secondary objective, and I'll talk about what happens. And so, this is what happens. The mercs that were doing the breach and clear, so the gunner and the medic, or the gunner and the breacher, they're here, and the ones that were pulled in are outside. Obviously, it wouldn't be damaged that much. I was putting stuff out there. Because we completed the secondary objective, we go ahead and reveal the primary objective card. The primary objective card will end up locating. That tells us where the primary objective is, or maybe that is the secondary objective is to capture this guy, and then we have to escape the building with him, but protect him the whole time. Or perhaps it places the primary objective in another location. We have to get to that location. If we can get to that location, breach and clear it, then we win. The dangerous part at this point is it's security level. We've already moved over to the track where if 10 security level 4 people appear during the course of the next couple rounds, the mercs can lose. If they can't breach and clear the last area, or they lose the breach and clear in the last area, they're going to lose. They've completed half, 2/3 of the game at this point. The movement between the secondary objective and the primary objective, or taking the secondary objective and escaping, it tends to be pretty quick because it's security level 3 and 4, and the mercs are on point, and they've also taken some damage. So that's basically the game. There's some nuances that we haven't gone into yet, and we'll talk about those in other videos, but you get to see it a little bit better than you did, and hopefully hear it a little bit better than you did in the previous gameplay videos. Thanks for watching.